Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am so grateful that you are here. My name is Nikki and I channel messages from movies and TV shows using tarot and oracle cards, and I am excited and honored to be doing a reading for you today. So for today's video, I will be channeling messages from episodes of Full House. And I'm very excited because my sister, Lacy Lou, is the one that brought this idea to me. And she is the one that actually chose all 4 episodes that contain the messages for the readings we're going to be doing today. So thank you, Lacy Lou, for picking these episodes. It was a lot of fun. And not only is my sister so amazing, I'm so grateful to have her in my life, but she's also an amazing podcaster. And she does a lot of different shows and podcasts, but 2 of which are the Cut to the Chase podcast with Dan Chase, and also the Slumber Party Massacre podcast with Rebecca Reinhart, Carly Sonnefeld, Heather Powell, and myself. And I'm going to link our current episode in the description box below. We actually covered Stephen King films, and it was epic. So if you are interested in checking that out, please do so. Otherwise, all episodes are on Spotify. And if you want to check out Cut to the Chase, all episodes are on Spotify there as well. So how the reading will work. In the next part of the video, you will see 4 different piles. Each pile represents a different episode from Full House. So please meditate on the pile that is speaking to you and go to the timestamps that I provide down below to go directly to your reading from there. Also, if any part of a message does not resonate, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. So I am very excited. Thank you again to my sister Lacy Lou. And I'm excited to see what messages come through these episodes of Full House for you. Let's check it out. Hey, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. Your episode from Full House is from Season 8, Episode 18, and it's called We Got the Beat. And it's the one where Stephanie forms an all-girl band and enters the talent search contest on her father's TV show, Wake Up San Francisco. So let's see what your cards have to say and what Spirit is bringing through for you. Disclaimer, if you haven't seen this episode, there will be spoilers that come through. So just be mindful of that as we go through the reading. And also a lot of very general messages will come through. So if something doesn't resonate, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. Your first card is, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. Okay, so Spirit is showing me there are some strong fears and worries coming up for you right now. And I see it's preventing you from moving forward with something. In this episode of Full House, We Got the Beat, Stephanie Tanner, played by Jodie Sweetin, is playing the guitar in her bedroom with her friend Gia, who is played by Marla Sokoloff. Well, Uncle Jesse, played by John Stamos, and Aunt Becky, played by Lori Loughlin, walk in and commend them for playing so well. Stephanie tells them they are thinking about starting a band. And Aunt Becky mentions how her TV show, Wake Up San Francisco, along with her dad, Danny Tanner, is having a talent search contest and that they should enter. Uncle Jesse says he would love to be their manager. So they get 2 more members for the band. Kimmy Gibbler, played by Andrea Barber, who plays the keyboard, and Melissa Morgan, played by Melissa Clayton, on the drums. Once they have the band formed, they start rehearsing. During rehearsal, the girls tell Uncle Jesse they are tired of practicing and want to go to the mall to get new outfits. Uncle Jesse tells them they need to practice over and over until it's perfect. He ends up letting them go shopping, but as soon as they return, he's on them again to practice. Stephanie gets really mad at him and ends up firing him as their manager. And on the night of the performance, they actually do start out very strong. But Stephanie accidentally knocks her microphone over, and the band goes off key. And they struggle to come back into sync with each other. So Spirit is showing me how there are some fears coming up for you in regards to performing something in front of people or moving forward with something you love doing. As the episode follows Stephanie's band, I feel a strong energy that some of you are musicians, singers, actors, or anything done on a stage. And I see that the fear you have is one of what happened to Stephanie and her band, where things go wrong, or one that you might mess up. Spirit is saying it's okay to allow ourselves to be bad at things. It's how we learn and grow. Look upon your fears from a different perspective. How can you use the fear of making mistakes or failing at something to get closer to love? Life ebbs and flows, much like the mountains on the card here. We start our journey up the mountain and then sometimes we go back down the mountain. So when you make a mistake, give yourself love and encouragement to keep pushing through. And learn from your mistakes so you come back stronger next time. Your next card is: the universe is always conspiring to support me, guide me, and lead me compassionately toward the highest good. So Spirit is showing me Uncle Jesse with this card. He is adamant that the girls keep practicing until they get their performance perfect. Right before the girls go on to perform, Stephanie tells Uncle Jesse that they are going to crush the performance and that he is going to be sorry for how he treated them. Uncle Jesse softly says, "Well, I hope that's true, Steph," and he walks away. After they perform and completely bomb, Stephanie is in the back room crying. Uncle Jesse walks in and tells her that he didn't mean to be so controlling. He just didn't want them to experience what he did during his first performance. Stephanie is shocked to hear this and says, "You mean your first performance wasn't perfect?" Uncle Jesse, he kind of scoffs and says, "Oh no, we cared more about how our hair looked and we completely bombed too." And this makes Stephanie feel a lot better. So Spirit is showing me how some of you have someone in your life who has been a mentor or who has given good advice to you. This person may come off like Uncle Jesse did at first with a controlling demeanor, but ultimately deep down, it's coming from a place of love. And they experienced mistakes on their journey that they don't want you to have to experience. The universe may be trying to teach you something without someone else's influence, though, because Stephanie realized if she had listened to her uncle, then they would have been better prepared for the show. So if you're in a situation right now where it feels like the universe is against you, Spirit wants you to know the universe is always working to support and guide you, and everything is ultimately for your highest good, even if it feels challenging right now. Your next card is the Three of Discs, or the Three of Pentacles in reverse. With this card, Spirit is showing me how some of you are having trouble working with others. When Stephanie and her band get off key, they try to pick up where they left off. But they all left off in different places, so they struggled to get in sync with each other. Spirit is saying communication is key, especially if you're in a group of people who share many different perspectives from one another. So for some of you, I also feel an energy of meeting up with people you used to hang out with in the past, and the vibe doesn't feel the same anymore. Or Spirit could be pointing out how you don't feel like you fit in with a group of people currently in your life. The greatest test of knowing if it's time to walk away from people is if you feel peace when you hang out with them. If you don't have peace, it means something is off energetically and vibrations don't match. And if we want to align with energies that do feel safe and peaceful, we must let go of what does not. Your next card is the Eight of Swords. Okay, so with this card, Spirit is showing me how Stephanie resorted to a victim mentality after her performance bombed. When Uncle Jesse comes in to talk to her, she blames him for them messing up. And Uncle Jesse brings a calmness that helps her see the light. He asks her, "Who are you really mad at, Steph?" She pauses for a moment and says, "Myself." Sometimes when we make mistakes, we want to blame other people or things instead of taking accountability for our role in the situation. Being able to take responsibility when we are wrong or make a mistake is a super strength. And when we blame other people for things, we're basically handing over control for our reality. Taking responsibility puts us back into the driver's seat. Spirit isn't saying to take accountability for things you did not do. But in the episode, Stephanie was wrong because she didn't listen to the advice Uncle Jesse tried to give her, and then proceeded to blame him when she didn't perform well. So if you've experienced something similar here, humbling yourself and taking responsibility helps break the cycle of a victim mindset in a very powerful way. Your next card is Enter, one step forward, one step onward. So with this card, Spirit is showing me that some of you are having difficulty seeing the path that is laid out before you. There's an energy of uncertainty about what to do or what step to take next. In the episode, DJ Tanner, played by Candace Cameron Bure, tells her dad and Joey, played by Bob Saget and Dave Coulier, that she has invested in the stock market, in a stock called Glam Toys. Spirit is using the metaphor of the stock market to bring a message about uncertainty. When it comes to the stock market, things are always uncertain. Investing in a stock doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do well, but people continue to invest in them despite the uncertainty. Spirit is saying to look at your situation in the same way, and to invest in the uncertain path that lies before you. You don't need to have everything all figured out. You just have to keep moving forward and respond to the ups and downs as best you can. Your next card is the Divine Dragon. With this card, Spirit is showing me Michelle Tanner's friends, Derek and Lisa, played by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, Blake McIver, Ewing, and Catherine Zaremba. All three approach Stephanie and her band before they perform. Michelle tells Stephanie that Derek and Lisa are amazing singers and that she should let them into her band. Stephanie makes fun of them and laughs. But this doesn't stop Derek and Lisa, however. They entered the contest, and while Stephanie's band bombed, they absolutely killed their performance and won the talent show. Derek and Lisa are powerhouse singers, so I feel a strong energy that some of you have very powerful singing voices. And whatever you do to perform, whether that be singing, acting, dancing, etc., there's a passion and fire that fills the stage around you that everyone in the room feels. This divine dragon is within you. And just like Derek and Lisa ignored the haters, you ignoring the haters as well makes that divine dragon within even more powerful. Your next card is Purity. And on the bottom it says, always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it, you will find the answer to your question. So with this card, Spirit is showing me that some of you don't know what the right thing to do is with some situation in your life. And your heart actually holds the answer you seek. At the end of the episode, Stephanie and Uncle Jesse have a heart-to-heart conversation, and they forgive each other. Perhaps forgiveness is the answer to your question. Perhaps it's to have a difficult conversation with someone you've been in an argument with. I do feel that communicating would help to clear the air in a big way for a lot of you. And Spirit is showing me how wonderful your heart is, pile number 1. So I do feel it's very unsettling for you to not have peace or answers with this situation. The card says purity, and to trust the purity of your heart. So whatever decision your heart tells you to make, trust that it's the right one for you, and don't doubt your intuition. Your last card is Magical Blessings. And on the bottom it says, whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. I love that. So this card serves as a reminder that you're divinely guided, pile number 1. The card says, whatever you're going through, you're being assisted by magical fairy blessings. This means your angels and spirit guides have your back, and how opportunities are coming in for you. I'm being shown Aunt Becky when she tells Stephanie they are having a talent search. And this opened up an opportunity for their band to perform. So if an opportunity shows up to enter a contest, perform somewhere, or broadcast your talent in some way, act on it. This opportunity is meant for you. The bottom of the card says, you have the power to bless others too. Sometimes you're the blessing in someone else's life, and the energy you put out always returns to you. So claim these amazing magical blessings and opportunities that are coming in for you right now, pile number 1. Very, very cool. What a beautiful reading. Those are your messages, pile number 1, from the episode of Full House, We Got the Beat. If your reading resonated, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. I am so thankful for you being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Hey, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. Your episode from Full House is from Season 7, Episode 1, and it's called It Was a Dark and Stormy Night. And in this episode, the 3 girls, Michelle, Stephanie, and DJ, they are all returning home from summer camp, and the camp was called Camp Lakota. So let's see what your cards have to say and see what messages Spirit is bringing through to you. So first off, a disclaimer, if you've not seen this episode, there will be spoilers that come through, so just be mindful of that as we go through the reading. And also a lot of very general messages come through as well, so if you find that something does not resonate, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. Your first card is, when I'm in a state of appreciation, I'm in vibrational alignment with my true love nature. Okay, so with this card, Spirit is showing me Danny Tanner, played by Bob Saget in this episode. So DJ, Stephanie, and Michelle, played by Candace Cameron Bure, Jodie Sweetin, and Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, come home from summer camp. And their family really missed them while they were away. To Danny's dismay, the girls don't seem too excited to be back home, and he feels unseen and unappreciated by them. So Spirit is showing me how either you or someone you love feels the same way right now. If it's a person you love, Spirit is saying that letting them know you appreciate them is one of the best gifts you can give them. If it's you who's feeling unappreciated, Spirit is saying to communicate how you feel, but also to remember to appreciate yourself as well. You could even write out gratitude affirmations in regard to all the things you value about yourself. This works wonders for our self-concept. And in order to be truly seen in the world, we must see, love, and appreciate ourselves first. Your next card is, my greatest spiritual shifts don't come through force, they come through freedom. Okay, so in the episode, after the girls get home, they go up to their room to unpack. And they learn that Michelle has brought home a rabbit named Gilbert that they were taking care of at the camp. DJ tells Michelle she was supposed to let him go free in the forest before they went home. And Michelle says that Gilbert didn't actually want to go, and that's why she brought him home. Well, Danny walks into the room and sees Michelle holding Gilbert. He tells her that Gilbert can't stay with them. At this moment, DJ's boyfriend Steve, played by Scott Winger, walks into the room and says he would be happy to take Gilbert back to the camp. All three girls are so excited to go back to camp that they ask Danny if they can go with Steve because the camp is only an hour away. He tells them yes, and they venture back to the camp. So Spirit is showing me there's something you need to let go of right now. For some of you, it may actually be an animal, as the episode deals with Michelle having a hard time letting go of Gilbert. She tried to control the situation, and it didn't pan out well for her. Also, the girls had a hard time letting go of summer camp, so I feel some of you may be transitioning into a new season and feel reluctant to do so. Spirit is saying that letting go is a part of life, and it's actually something we do every single day. When we go to sleep at night, we let go of the day and move into night. Spirit is saying to not force anything in your life. I also feel an energy for some of you with trying to force spiritual gifts. And our spiritual gifts cannot be forced. They occur naturally and organically. And when you let go of trying to force it, that's when you allow them to be let in. Your next card is the Princess of Cups in reverse. So with this card, Spirit is showing me that this is a time where old wounds may be surfacing, or some of you may be experiencing a dark night of the soul. I'm drawn to the title of the episode. It was a dark and stormy night. And when the girls and Steve return to the camp, it's actually a dark and stormy night. But it's nothing like what they remembered it to be. From the last message, Spirit showed me how a new season wants to emerge in your life right now. But in order to welcome it in, you've got to open your heart to it. I also feel an energy of heartbreak or something you used to be very fond of not being the same right now, or potentially reconnecting with a part of your past only to realize it's not the same. Spirit is saying that just because it's not the same doesn't mean you still don't have those fond memories. It's just life holding out its hand, wanting to show you other beautiful experiences. There's beauty even during the dark and stormy seasons. And the rain from those dark and stormy seasons brings cleansing to bring about the sun once again. Your next card is the Eight of Wands. So, the image on this card shows the power of our minds. Our thoughts and beliefs radiate through our energy and lead to the creation of our realities. So, whether we are putting positive thoughts or fearful thoughts out into the world, both of these energies contribute to what we experience in our outer world. In the beginning of the episode, the girls are still at camp as it's their last night before they go home. Steve visits, and the girls ask him to tell them a scary story. So he proceeds to tell them about the cropsy maniac who still lurks around the camp and is completely covered in mud. Michelle is so scared that she hides under one of the beds. Later in the episode, Steve and the girls return to the camp to release Gilbert. They find that Gilbert has chewed through the box and escaped. With the storm outside, they all remember the story of the cropsy maniac and become very scared when the lights go out. A man emerges at the door and they all believe it's the cropsy maniac. Steve wrestles the man to the ground. Then Danny Tanner emerges and lets everyone know that the man is actually Joey. They followed the girls and Steve back to the camp because Gilbert the rabbit was still at their house. So Spirit is saying that our mental projections and thoughts can manifest into real-world results. So what is it you're calling in right now? What are some of your beliefs around things that scare you? Reframing our fears helps to put them into a new light where they don't seem as scary. It's called befriending your fear monster. Your next card is, you are at the divine Y point. Okay, so Spirit is showing me how you've reached a fork in the road. What choice are you being faced with at this time? On the card, one side definitely epitomizes the dark and stormy night, while the other side shows a rainbow. The divine Y point asks you to get clear on why you would take each road. When you know your why, the decision can become clearer for you. In the episode, the girls eventually embrace letting go of the summer season they had at camp. They go home and embrace time with their family who they haven't seen in a while. They're having s'mores and laughing with each other, and Joey even sits on a hot plate of s'mores, and it creates a new funny memory for them all. So perhaps Spirit is calling you to let go of the dark and stormy times and embrace a new reality filled with love, laughter, and prosperity. Challenges are inevitable on our journeys, but when you learn how to navigate them with your heart, it helps them feel less overwhelming. Your next card is the Activated Ally. So with the word activated, I feel some of you have a strong soul connection wanting to come into your life. And this is someone who has your back no matter what and is very reliable. Spirit is showing me Steve in this episode. And on the last night at camp, he shows up at the girls' cabin to make sure they are all safe. And when Gilbert needs to be returned to the camp, Steve offers to drive them all back there. And also, when everyone thinks Joey is the Cropsey maniac, Steve protects the girls and wrestles him to the ground. So Spirit is showing me an amazing heart-centered soul who wants to enter your life. Yet in order for them to come in, you must let go of something that no longer serves you. That is when your ally will be activated, my friend. Your next card is Music. And on the bottom it says, listen carefully, for there may be a message in the music you hear. Music can lift your soul, rekindle memories, and charm fairies to your door. So in the episode, when the girls get back home, they keep singing a song about the camp they spent all summer at. It's a catchy little song about Camp Lakota. So for some of you, I feel an energy of having a passion for writing music or even little jingles. Or you may have a passion for music in general. The card also says that music may contain a message for you. So some of you may have the spiritual gift of clairaudience or can channel messages from music. Spirit is also saying that certain music would be very healing for you at this time if you're experiencing difficult emotions or circumstances. Or certain music can help to rekindle fond memories of a past experience that no longer feels the same anymore. Either way, music has a way of getting through to you on a profound level, and it's a wonderful time to embrace your passion for music in whatever way it resonates for you, pile number 2. And your last card is Transformation. And on the bottom it says, the fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. This card is all about surrendering to the beautiful change wanting to take place in your life right now. Everything that's happening is for your highest good, even if it doesn't seem that way. This episode is all about letting go and embracing the new. I'm being shown the scene where the girls just returned home, and Uncle Jesse tells Michelle he's happy to have his little munchkin back home. Michelle turns to him and says, Uncle Jesse, can you not call me your little munchkin anymore? And Uncle Jesse says, but I've always called you Munchkin. Michelle says, I know, but everyone at camp calls me Trail Mix. So I also feel a message coming through for some parents where children may be outgrowing certain things and it's been difficult to let go and transition into a new season. The interesting thing about this episode is how Uncle Jesse doesn't fight Michelle. He says okay and starts calling her Trail Mix. At the end, when they are spending quality time together, she asks him to start calling her Munchkin again. So sometimes when we let go, things have a way of working out in ways we don't expect. Go with the flow of the transformation arising in your life right now, pile number 2. Everything is working out as it's supposed to. The key is just knowing when to let go in order to let in. Beautiful, beautiful reading, pile number 2. I love that. So those are your messages from the episode of Full House called It Was a Dark and Stormy Night. If your reading resonated, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye! Hey, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. Your episode from Full House is from Season 5, Episode 16, and it's called Crushed. The synopsis says, Stephanie and DJ are starstruck when Danny brings Tommy Page home to sing at Stephanie's birthday party. So let's see what your cards have to say, pile number 3. But before we begin, disclaimer that spoilers will come through the reading, so if you've not seen the episode, just be mindful of that. And also, a lot of very general messages come through as well. So if something doesn't resonate for you, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. Your first card is Appreciation dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power. Okay, so in this episode of Full House, it's Stephanie's, played by Jodie Sweetin. It's her 10th birthday, and her family is throwing her a party at their house. There's a fun little sequence where Stephanie and her friends dance to the song Good Vibrations. And one of the best ways for us to raise our personal vibration is to have a daily gratitude or appreciation practice. The card talks about how appreciation dissolves blocks. So Spirit is showing me you're experiencing some resistance with something right now. I'm also drawn to the red clouds or the smoke on the card here. And red always reminds me of the root chakra. So I'm also feeling a sense of confusion along with fear. Doing some work on your root chakra could be beneficial for you at this time as well. And it's the chakra at the base of our spine that embodies feeling safe, secure, and having stability. Spirit is also saying to focus on the good things in your life and to practice gratitude for them. When we focus on the things we don't have, it creates more lack and emphasizes that we still don't have what we want. And appreciation will get you back into those good vibrations again. Your next card is, I am kind and loving toward others while creating clear boundaries that protect my good feeling emotions. Okay, so in the episode, after the girls get done dancing, Stephanie's dad, Danny Tanner, played by Bob Saget, has her sit in a chair. Her teen idol is a singer named Tommy Page, and Danny has asked him to come to Stephanie's party and sing a song to her. Stephanie is ecstatic because this is her biggest crush. When he is done singing, she thanks him and asks if he will sign her CD. He says sure, and she runs upstairs to get it. DJ, played by Canon's Camion Bure, walks up to Tommy and tells him how his performance was amazing. She also asks him if he's had a chance to see much of San Francisco yet. He says not yet, but it would be cool if she would show him around. When Stephanie returns, Tommy signs her CD, love Tommy and kisses her. The next day, she is making wedding invitations because she believes she's in a relationship with Tommy. While in the kitchen, Stephanie hears Tommy and DJ return. Tommy thanks DJ for showing him around San Francisco and then kisses her before he goes into the basement to record a song for Stephanie. Stephanie is completely heartbroken and goes upstairs to cry. After the sadness comes anger, though, and she vows that she's going to win Tommy back from DJ. She grabs a bunch of embarrassing photos of DJ and shows them to Tommy. DJ is livid and chases Stephanie around the house. So Spirit is showing me how you need to set boundaries with someone. This very well could be with a sibling, as the episode is showing the challenging situation between Stephanie and DJ, who are sisters. I'm feeling an energy of someone oversharing things about you in front of others, or someone who only focuses on the negative aspects of you and never the positive. Communicate how you feel to this person. The card says you can be kind and loving while still setting a boundary around something you're not okay with. And if this person doesn't respect the boundary you set, it's 100% okay to stop hanging around this person, even if it's a family member. Your next card is the Ten of Swords. So with this card, I'm drawn to the imagery of the knives in the back of the person laying on the ground. And in the episode, Stephanie actually calls her sister DJ a backstabbing boyfriend stealer. So I'm also feeling a sense of heartbreak around someone you thought was a friend or even a relative intruding on your relationship. For some of you, I feel the energy of cheating and infidelity. And for others, I feel like a friend or a family member has been flirting with your significant other, and it's causing a lot of strain. The Ten of Swords represents a lot of pain. But the good thing about this card is that the worst is over. This card can also bring a sense of closure and completion. So this very well could have been something that happened a while ago, and you're in the process of healing and letting go now. And this process of letting go allows yourself to open up to brand new things. Healing our heart when we've been hurt is not something that happens overnight. Feel your emotions as they come up. It's time to let the pain go and move into a new day where the sun rises again. Your next card is the Devil. Okay, so with this card, Spirit is showing me an obsessive energy. And the Devil typically represents addiction and temptation. I also feel a strong energy of limerence, which means to have a strong desire for someone, usually accompanied by intrusive thoughts, and a desire for a relationship and reciprocation. This actually happens to both Stephanie and DJ in this episode. They both believe that they are in a relationship with the pop singer Tommy Page after he kisses them. Then, when he is recording a song for Stephanie in the basement with Uncle Jesse, played by John Stamos, he tells Jesse that he has a girlfriend named Melanie. And when he goes upstairs and hears Stephanie and DJ fighting over him, he tells them he's sorry if they misunderstood him, but he just wanted to be friends with both of them. So Spirit is also showing me how some of you have been friend-zoned by someone. And I feel it's very painful because your feelings for this person are very strong. Or you may still be holding on to the pain from having been friend-zoned by someone in the past. The thing about this episode of Full House is that Stephanie and DJ have a healthy relationship with their father. He actually tells them what the difference is between a crush and actual love. And that's not the case for everyone in the world, unfortunately. Some of us have had to work through the pain without a healthy father figure in our life. So Spirit is showing me that if you've experienced an abandonment wound or unstable relationship with your father, there are many ways to bring healing. Doing father healing with guided meditations, incorporating energy work, doing affirmations and EFT tapping, or even speaking to a therapist are all great ways to help yourself. And if you find it hard to stop thinking about someone, do something just for you. Distract yourself with something you love doing. Channel your emotions into something creative. Call your power back, because it's time to make yourself a priority and put yourself on the pedestal. Your next card is Say Yes to Your Open Door. So with this card, Spirit is showing me a new opportunity or pathway is opening up for you, pile number 3. And the universe is urging you to say yes to life. Spirit is showing me it's time for you to have more fun. In the episode, there's a side story with Michelle, played by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. She wants to be funny like Joey, played by Dave Coulier. She gets upset that she is unable to make the twin babies, Nikki and Alex, laugh, who are played by Dylan and Blake Twomey Wilhoit. Joey tells her that a pie in the face always gets a laugh. So he pulls out a pie and is about to put it in Michelle's face. But before he can, Michelle puts it in his face. So Spirit is saying to go with the flow of life right now. Go out and do fun things. Spend time with people you love. Maybe go to the comedy club or see a funny movie. Perhaps the new opportunity is to perform at a comedy club. The door that's open on the card is an opportunity to shift into a more favorable reality. Say yes to the open door before you, pile number 3. Your next card is See Through the Perfectly Purple Lens of Your Galactic Destiny. This card epitomizes that the veil has been lifted for you in some way. You're seeing something as it really is. And some of you have become aware of what your destiny here on Earth is. With the energy of the past cards, some of you experienced a lot of pain up until now. But I see you're starting to understand how your pain led to this awakening. And you're embarking on beginning to heal yourself. The last card, Say Yes to Your Open Door, could also be the door to healing and no longer resisting it. This card is also about seeing the truth about people in our lives, those that are for us and those that are not. At the end of the episode, DJ walks into Stephanie's room and says that since they are both feeling miserable, she thought they could be miserable together. And then they have a beautiful sister moment where she tells Stephanie that she would never steal one of her boyfriends. They end up forgiving each other and clearing the air. So Spirit is showing me that if you thought a friend or family member betrayed you, you will be shown the truth about them. Spirit likes to show us the truth in many different ways. But once it happens, you will know, because the lenses you've been viewing life through will be crystal clear. Your next card is Inner Child. And at the bottom of the card it says, The fairies of playfulness remind you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Okay, so Spirit is showing me that some of you experienced heartbreak in childhood, just like Stephanie. I'm being shown the scene where she's crying in her room after seeing her sister with Tommy. She leans up against her door, and tears are streaming down her face. Spirit is saying to give your inner child love right now, and it's also another message to get out and do something fun. Think back on things you enjoyed doing as a child and make plans to go out and do them. Stephanie loves to dance, so perhaps dancing is also a favorite thing you like to do. No matter what age we are, it's important to still make time for play. It's easy to get stuck in a routine of getting up, going to work, coming home, going to sleep, and then waking up and doing it all over again. Connect with your inner child often to bring play, joy, and fun back into your life, my friend. And your last card is Flourish. And on the bottom it says, the lotus flower fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. This is a very pivotal time of healing for you, pile number 3. This episode ends with DJ and Stephanie forgiving each other. DJ leaves the room and Stephanie turns on the song that Tommy recorded for her. So she was choosing not to hold on to resentment. It was a symbol that she had learned from her experience. With the painful things you went through in the past, what did you learn from those experiences? What was the silver lining in the lesson? How did you become stronger in the process? What has forgiveness taught you? Spirit is helping to shine a light on anything that is still unclear for you at this time. Journaling can also bring a lot of aha moments and can help with self-reflection. Also, your experiences can help others. As you heal yourself, you can help heal others too by showing or telling how you did it. Also, the healing we do on ourselves helps the collective heal energetically as well. So everything is working together for the greater good. It's time to flourish with healing, unconditional love, forgiveness, and compassion, pile number 3. Beautiful change is upon you. Beautiful, beautiful reading, pile number 3. Thank you so much. Those are your messages from the episode of Full House called Crushed. If your reading resonated, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Hey, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. Your episode of Full House is from Season 4, Episode 11, and it's called Secret Admirer. The synopsis says, a love letter intended for DJ falls into the wrong hands and gets passed around the house. Okay, so let's see what your cards have to say. And disclaimer, there will be spoilers that come through the reading, so if you haven't seen this episode of Full House, just be mindful of that. And also, a lot of very general messages come through, so don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. Your first card is, I feel my way into faith one step at a time. Okay, so Spirit is showing me you want to take a leap of faith with something, but aren't sure how to go about it. And taking baby steps into faith would prove more helpful than a big leap at this time, pile number 4. In the episode, Danny Tanner, played by Bob Saget, is having a family barbecue. He is dating a woman named Cindy, played by Deborah Sandlund, and she has a son named Rusty, played by Jordan Christopher Michael. DJ Tanner, played by Cannon's Cameron Bure, has a crush on the paper boy Ricky, played by R.J. Williams. So Rusty writes a fake love letter and tells Michelle, played by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, to give the letter to her sister. He meant for the letter to go to DJ, so she would think it was from Ricky. Well, Michelle ends up giving the letter to Stephanie, played by Jodie Sweetin, instead. And then the letter ends up getting into everyone's hands, leading everyone to believe that someone in the house is in love with them. So I feel for some of you, you're putting yourself back out into the dating world. And it feels scary for some of you because you haven't dated in a while. For others, you're thinking about making a commitment with someone or telling someone how you feel about them. Perhaps some of you are the secret admirer of someone, just like the title of this episode. I also feel an energy of some of you introducing someone to your family for the first time. I actually feel a lot of energy with things happening for the first time here. And Spirit is saying there is always going to be the first time with something. While we can't control how things go, we can control how we respond. All we can do is keep moving forward in faith and hope for the best. I also feel the energy of some of you writing a letter and then rewriting it because you don't like the way it sounds. Just put the pen on the paper without lifting the pen up and let your stream of consciousness flow onto the page. You'll be surprised at what flows through you when you do that. The words will flow from your heart naturally. So Spirit is saying whatever this first time is for you, fill your way into faith with it, one step at a time. Your next card is, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. Okay, so Spirit is showing me DJ in the episode. While the fake love letter was meant to be given to her, it never made its way to her. In fact, she was the only one that didn't actually receive the letter. So Spirit is showing me how some of you are wanting to manifest true love right now, and it's taking longer than you expected. Spirit wants you to know that this is because you don't deserve a fake love. The love you deserve is true and unconditional. So even if you don't know how or when it will happen, a true love is on its way to you. Spirit is saying by continuing to live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, you can become comfortable with the unknown and trust that everything is working out for you. And at the end of the episode, Ricky the paper boy shows up at the barbecue and stays to hang out with DJ. So even Rusty wasn't able to mess up the connection that they were meant to have. Outside influences won't be able to mess with this connection coming into your life, pile number 4. And nothing that is meant for you will pass you by. So keep believing and trusting while cultivating self-love for yourself. Because we manifest experiences based on how we feel on the inside. So Spirit is also saying to make self-love a priority at this time. Your next card is the Empress. So with this card, Spirit is saying it would be a great time to connect with your divine feminine energy. We all have masculine and feminine energy within us, and the energies are not gender specific. The Empress card typically symbolizes a strong mother figure who is very nurturing. This isn't always the case, but I'm being shown Danny's girlfriend, Cindy. And she is the mother of Rusty, who likes to cause trouble for people. So Spirit is showing me how some of you are parents and have been having trouble with your children lately. I'm being drawn to the wand the Empress is holding on the card here and how it radiates light. Spirit is saying to remember the light you bring, especially with your words. At the end of the episode, Michelle tells everyone that Rusty wrote the fake love letter, and he says that she is lying. Cindy says, "Rusty," and he admits that he is lying. So Spirit is showing me how you have an amazing BS detector, and you can use that to your advantage. And the wand the Empress holds is almost hypnotic-like. So I feel you have a very powerful influence on people. When you speak, people listen. And this is an amazing gift to have, my friend. Your next card is the Chariot in reverse. With this card, Spirit is saying not to give up on something. It's time to push on and keep moving forward. In the reversed position, something is at a standstill, and the energy feels stagnant and stuck. For some of you, I feel like you're learning a new skill or studying. In the episode, I'm being shown Michelle. When Uncle Jesse, played by John Stamos, reads the letter, Michelle is sitting next to him, and her internal dialogue says, "I need to learn how to read." Then she goes up to her bedroom and starts reading a book about her ABCs. So Spirit is pointing out there is a book you could read that would help you with whatever it is you're trying to learn at the moment. For some of you, I feel it's spiritual related, and there are many great books and articles about the topic you're looking for. Keep your eyes peeled for signs of a book that is related to what you are learning. That is a sign from your guides. You can also set intentions to manifest the resources you need, or simply ask for what you need help with. You have so much love and support around you, and your guides and angels love helping you. All you have to do is ask. Your next card is Close Your Eyes to Open Your Heart. I'm drawn to the 4 creatures on the bottom of the card here, and how they have come into union with something. At the end of the episode, the family learns of Rusty's deceit, and the fake love letter created a lot of tension within the family, and caused everyone to believe that one of the other members was in love with them. When they learn the truth, they all laugh and hug each other because it was all a big misunderstanding. So for some of you, Spirit is showing me a difficult situation that has caused a divide within your family. But I'm also feeling that not all the information is known. Spirit is saying it's important to communicate and really listen to what each other is saying. It's important not to jump to conclusions until you have all the facts. Then you can take necessary action once you have all of the information. Also, I feel a lot of you have a strong intuition letting you know that something is off. I feel a difficult truth has been brought out into the open, but it's not one anyone wants to believe is true. And it's hard when we learn things about the people in our family. Sometimes they aren't who we think they are. And I don't care if it's family. If someone is hurting, lying, or deceiving other members in the family, it's 100% okay to cut ties with that family member. Toxic energy is still toxic energy. That doesn't mean forgiveness can't take place, but it's also okay to forgive from a place of detachment. Your next card is fulfill your destiny as a cosmic change maker. So with this card, I feel a lot of you are here to break cycles within your ancestral lineage. This means doing things that go against the grain. This means also speaking up, even if others don't understand. You're also here not only to make big changes within your family, but also in the world. Spirit is saying it's time to step up and lead. And it's actually something that comes naturally for you, whether you believe that or not. In the episode, I'm being shown Michelle. And she's really funny in this episode. Most of the dialogue comes from everyone's internal dialogue. And children tend to be very honest, so Spirit is showing me her blunt honesty. In one scene, Kimmy Gibbler, played by Andrea Barber, believes Jessie wrote her the love letter. She tells Michelle that she better be nice to her because she just might be her Aunt Kimmy sometime. And Michelle's internal dialogue goes, "No way, Jose!" And then she says it out loud, "No way, Jose!" And she is the one that also tells the truth about Rusty writing the fake letter in the backyard when everyone is getting ready to eat. So you have the power of shining light on the truth, even if it's a difficult one. So if you ever thought someone wouldn't believe you about something, you've already shown how honest you are from a very young age. Spirit is saying to not worry if people believe you or not. Speak your truth, because as soon as the truth is out, the universe conspires to align people with you who have your back. Step into your destiny as a cosmic change maker. It's time. Your next card is Manifestation. On the bottom it says, be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Now write it down on paper. Manifestation, step 1. With this card coming out in your reading, what is it you want to manifest right now? The card says to get very clear on what that is. Because sometimes we want to manifest things, but have no clear vision or plan on how to make it happen. With manifesting, we have to combine our intention with faith, inspired action, and our authentic truth, and keep the momentum going with that. In the episode, Rusty operates from a place of inauthenticity when he writes the fake love letter meant for DJ, and he isn't clear with Michelle as who to give the letter to. He says, give it to your sister, instead of saying, give it to DJ. Then the fake letter causes everyone to believe something that isn't the truth. This is how manifestation works. And our manifestations can affect other people, so that is an important factor to consider as well. Be clear on what your intention is behind why you want your manifestation. Honesty, clarity, and authentic truth will shift your manifestation into a more positive direction that you prefer, pile number 4. And your last card is Lost and Found. And on the bottom it says, what was once lost is about to be found, thanks to the Lost and Found fairy. Sometimes she can help us find things we never even realized were lost. Okay, so Spirit is showing me that some of you have lost something, but it's going to be returned to you. And this could be anything from a material possession to something energetic. This card also indicates that it's okay to lose things sometimes as well. And other times we lose things without realizing it, as the card states. The episode involves a love letter. Spirit is showing me how some of you are looking for one from a long time ago, And some of you have even stumbled across one recently. Or perhaps even a love letter got into the wrong hands, as it does in this episode. But Spirit is showing me how it's brought back a lot of memories for you, good and bad alike. And for some of you, this love connection caused everything to crumble in your world. I'm also currently hearing music from the Talking Heads. And I know that that won't resonate for everyone, but whoever that message is for, someone wants you to know that things are going to be glorious. And I just hear like an emphasis on the word glorious. And I feel like this is something a certain person says all the time. So whatever this situation is, everything is going to be okay, and whatever you lost will be found once again. I also keep hearing the phrase, talk to me. So someone wants to reach out to someone or is waiting to hear from someone. And I'm seeing there are fears around this because you or the other person don't want things to get misconstrued, much like what happens in the episode when the love letter goes from person to person. Or something ended because of a miscommunication. I'm also seeing that game telephone, where one person starts a phrase, and by the time it gets back to the original person, the message is all messed up. So Spirit is saying that it's important to communicate clearly, and that this would help tie up any loose ends or provide closure if need be. Or it could simply bring people together who lost a connection with each other due to outside influences. Regardless, what was once lost will be found, and things are working out as they are supposed to. Wow, thank you, pile number 4. Those are your messages from the Full House episode, Secret Admirer. If you enjoyed the reading, if it resonated, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.